Hello, this is Sarah. This is my video. I can't even remember how many years. My mum is here, so she can, if you can remember.
That's a good question, because it's 16 years since you had a stroke when you were 18.
Wow. So
a long time, but you still have aphasia.
And you can see that when we talk about this video.
And you've had a baby, Holly. She's just over a year old now. Do you think that things have changed since you've had her with your speech? Because obviously you talk to her.
I think everything has changed. I think when I had my stroke, if I had a good sleep, that always helped me. I think my speech is always better. Now Holly is still waking up in the night, so I feel like my speech is a little bit not as good at the moment. And I think that's why. Hopefully when she's a bit older, things will change and she'll not wake up so much. And
your reading is still affected, so you try to read her stories, don't you? Is that okay?
So I think that is good that she reads every night before going to bed, and sometimes I do it. My husband does football, so sometimes I do the reading, but it is so difficult, and some books are more hard than others, so sometimes I read the ones that are a bit easier.
Well, but you can make the story up.
But also, like, she doesn't really know, and I think it's more important that she has quality time with both of us.
And how are doctor's appointments and things like that? Do you find those difficult? Because the time is still hard for you, isn't it? Telling the time.
It is. There was actually lots of things when I was pregnant as well, and that was really difficult. And also when you just go into the hospital, they also say it's upstairs at whatever, and when you have aphasia, like, I don't really understand, so a lot of the time I had my husband. Now it's more they message you, or I've got a letter, so it's a bit easier. And also my doctor, the place that I go,
your GP,
it's very easy because they actually have like a sign, and it will say your name, so you don't need to understand so much if you understand.
Good.
So it's not as bad, but you know, when you have aphasia, everything is a bit more difficult than a normal person, which I don't want to say that, but
I know you wanted to go on and talk a little bit about your job, but I just wanted to mention that you've been doing some global awareness, working on a project called Match the Momentum, with a campaign by the University of Queensland in Australia. Mm-hmm. And the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia have pledged a large amount of money, $73,000, and hopefully the University of Queensland can do some fundraising on Just Giving to try and match that. So you've been sort of quite involved in that, haven't you? And you've had online sessions with people from around the world, is it?
Yeah, for a while. It was before I was pregnant, actually, so it's been a while, but it's really important, and to raise awareness.
You're trying to think of the best ways to let everybody know about aphasia, because it's still a difficult subject, isn't it? So we're going to put a link to Just Giving on our YouTube page if anybody wants to sort of consider
even just a little
donating.
Something, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be really good. So you wanted to talk also about your job, because you were working full time before you had Holly, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and I loved what I was doing. It was to do with people that have cancer for treatment, so really an important thing. It was very sad that actually they have shut down the place that I work in Stevenage, so I have actually found a different job, completely different actually, not full-time, which I was going to maybe suggest if I could have less hours for that job anyway. So I'm actually doing some cleaning in a chocolate factory.
But you do get half-price chocolates.
Yes. It's a lovely place. All the people are so nice, and it really suits myself and Holly.
At the moment, it's good for you.
Because I do it in the morning, so in the afternoon we can do things, we can have a walk, we can spend time. I just didn't think at the moment I want to spend time as much as I can before she goes to school, because, you know, she's more than one now. I can't believe that. So I just want to have...
And how was the job interview? Did you find that easy?
Well, any interview is scary, even if you don't have aphasia. I actually had a interview online, which also I think is the worst when you have aphasia, because I think when it's face to face, I always think it's more easier. But it was actually very easy. They were really nice. I did say that I had aphasia because I always think then I think they'll know there's something going on. And probably they don't know, but I was like, I'm just going to tell them, so they kind of understand. Because I think I want to have a job that they're not going to understand completely about aphasia, but I want a person that wants to help me. If a person that doesn't really care about my stroke,
yeah, they seem very good there.
Yeah,
very nice,
but they are really, and they're really nice. So
good. That's a relief, isn't it? So is there anything else you'd like to say about how you are now?
What have I said? If there's anything else about the group.
Oh yes, our stroke support group for the Stroke Association.
Yeah, so we go to a pub every month, and they have actually closed down the pub, which is very sad because it's a lovely pub as well. But so we kind of decided that because my parents have actually moved as well, and because of Holly, you know, there was a bit issues that it's going to be more difficult if my parents are a little bit older. Maybe they don't want to be always up every month, because that's a long trip as well if you're driving. There's also, like, if Holly is also older, probably me or my husband, one of us needs to have her, because she doesn't want to go to the pub every time, and she'll be running around.
So we've been running it for 15 years, and we're stopping. But Joni, Sarah's mum, I'm still involved with the Stroke Association as part of their steering group for Stroke Voices for Aphasia in research. So I'm sort of helping to look at research studies and try and get people involved, people with lived experience of stroke, to get involved in research. So Sarah's stroke has given me opportunities to sort of help to raise awareness, which has been really good. And Sarah's still doing some things like the Match the Momentum.
Yeah, little things, but it's more difficult having a child now. And it is so sad that we have stopped the group. I know that some of the people in our group, I think, are maybe setting up a aphasia group. I think they've been talking about it for a bit. So hopefully that has happened, because I think it's really important that there is, you know, all places that if people want to go to aphasia support groups, that they have, because I think it's really important.
And we're going to donate our funds that we've raised to the charity Say Aphasia, who are starting up a group in St Albans, which is not far from where Sarah lives. So that would be nice to pass it on to people. So.
That's very
Thank
sad.
you. Well, this has been quite a long time since you've done a video, isn't it?
I also wanted to say, I do this video every year, and sometimes I'm a bit it's later, like this time again. I think because of Holly, I'm gonna not say that I'm not gonna do a video forever, but maybe it will be not every year, and maybe an update a couple of years depending on what I'm doing, because maybe people are still interested in my story, but maybe there's going to be not so much exciting things. But hope you are well, and yeah, thank you for supporting me for all of the years. And
if you have aphasia, or somebody that you love has just acquired aphasia, we're thinking of you because we know how hard it is, don't we?
Yeah, and also if other people want to do videos, I would love to watch your videos. So yeah, bye.